Hello, Scorpio. Thank you so much for joining me for your reading today. This is for March of 2023. I love doing these YouTube readings, but I also really love working one-on-one, doing intuitive readings in that way. So if you're looking for some guidance or you'd like a different perspective right now, very happy to help you. There's more information in the description below about how to get in touch. All right, so for your reading today, we're going to look at what is crowning your energy right now. First from the Oracle cards. Interesting, trust your own understanding. Perfect card. So there's a lot going on, as we know, but there's a lot going on below the surface that you are perceiving. And it's very important, Scorpio, that you do not doubt yourself. So you're kind of picking up on things that other people maybe aren't seeing and are not aware of. And so, when people are talking about things, it's kind of like you've got this added dimension that no one else has picked up on. And you may be afraid to bring it up because you kind of know that they're not going to understand or know that they're not going to be able to relate, or they're just going to say, where did you get that from? But don't use that as a cause to doubt yourself, because there is a lot that you're seeing. I love that she has this mask on and she's taking the mask off. So you're being transparent. You're allowing yourself to see what you need to see. And in being that transparent self, that is your real self, the one that sees behind, the one that sees differently than what other people are seeing. And I also love the visual on this card that she's flying above and she's got this big wing curve here. So you look at things from a different perspective. You are looking at things from a different perspective. And that's why it's important for you to trust your own vantage point. If there's a mountain, the one at the top of the mountain is going to see things differently than the one at the bottom. And they're both right, but maybe the one at the top can see what's happening in the future a little bit easier, right? You have a bigger view of the plain, which is why forts tend to be built up high on a ridge, so you can see, the enemy coming at you. And again, the people that are seeing things from down at the bottom of the mountain, it's not wrong, but it's a limited sight. So keep all of that in mind, because for some reason, Scorpio, it's really important that you stay true to what you're seeing, true to what you're perceiving. All right, what else is crowning Scorpio right now? Wow. Okay, 2 cards just fell out. Queen of Swords, Princess of Pentacles. Let me get a little bit more. Oh, no, we're just going to stick with these 2. Scorpio, it seems like you're having to deal with an energy that's ignoring you or not wanting to see what you have to see. You're kind of like this Princess of Pentacles, except we're switched here. She's the one on the ground and she's up on the high place. But there's some height to where the Princess of Pentacles is standing. This is a pretty good vantage point as well. But it's like you're saying everything's in front of you. Everything's out on the table. Right? It's so obvious what's going on. It's so obvious what these people are doing. And yet the Queen of Swords, unaware, completely oblivious. You may be dealing with air sign energy, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. And that air sign is oblivious to what's happening. And the thing is, Scorpio, you're seeing it. For you, it's as real as picking up this deck of cards here. It's something you can feel, and you can't believe that it's being missed. You can't believe that these other people just aren't wanting to see it. And the reason why they're not wanting to see it, Scorpio, is because seeing what you're trying to show them would cause them to challenge beliefs and behaviors in themselves that they simply don't want to do right now. Air signs have this funny habit, and I hate pigeonholing people into this sign or that sign, because really we have all elements of astrology within us. That's why the chart includes all 12 signs. But the air energy has a tendency to believe the idea that's in their head more than the concrete reality outside of them. So if they believe that something is wonderful and something is beautiful, they will continue believing that something is wonderful and beautiful, even if you're like, well, okay, but this is painful, this is dysfunctional, this doesn't make sense, this isn't logical, your needs aren't getting met here. How do you actually feel about this? It's a disconnect from reality because they want to believe that what they believe is reality, their belief about it, rather than looking at the interplay between belief and evidence. They're only looking at the belief. So there's also parts of themselves, they don't want to look at their own, they don't want to look at their own part in this. And it's funny, I'm just talking to a friend about this. The most important part about being on the spiritual journey is the ability to self-reflect, to look at yourself and say, what was my hand in this situation? What is the situation trying to teach me? Or what did I do to attract the situation to me? How can I become better? And this air sign you're dealing with doesn't have that ability. They don't have the ability to question themselves. In their mind, they're always in the right, and everyone else and everything else is in the wrong. That's a very difficult energy to deal with. I have very personal interactions or personal history with that kind of sign and with that kind of energy. And the thing is that means that this person is choosing not to grow. That means that this person is choosing to be kind of a stock character, to add no depth or dimension, because they just they're stuck in how they see the world and how the world sees them. There's no chance of evolution there. So Scorpio, if you're trying to convince them of what you're seeing, or you're worried that you have to pull them along, don't even bother. All right. It's really interesting the way these cards fell out, because visually you can see Page of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, trying to figure things out for herself. And then she's flowing into this trust your own understanding card. And then on the other side, we have this oblivious Queen of Swords energy. All right, so you're seeing it correctly. This is a test for you not to have to receive the validation from others, but trust what you're getting. All right, we're going to look at any obstacles in your path, any missing pieces, and then I'll get an overall wisdom card. I will also be creating an extended reading for you. We'll be able to tell the direction of that a little clearer in a moment. But if you're interested, the link is in the description below. It's the first link you'll see. All you have to do is click on that, and it'll take you straight to the page. So, Scorpio obstacles, please. Two cards for you, 3 of water and 7 of water. All right. You want to show me the missing piece right now? Okay, missing piece. Coronis, or the devil energy. All right, interesting. 3 of water and 7 of water being the obstacles for you. And this at once looks like distraction from using social activities to distract you. But there's also a level, Scorpio, of when you get into a social situation, you're kind of pulling out of the depth, or you're pulling out of your handle on that truth. It's not that you're ignoring it or that it goes away, it's that it gets buried a bit. So when you get into a social situation, you're getting pulled off by where everyone else wants to go, where everyone else is. And a bit of that low, that inner connection to that truth it's just getting pushed by the wayside a bit. So it's kind of like when you get in a situation where you're with these other people, they're on a different level. They're at the surface of the ocean, right? You're down here in the depth, but they're at the surface. And so you're having to come up and kind of be on their level, rather than just sitting down in your depth and allowing them to be where they are, and adding that energy to the mix, adding the depth of the energy to the mix, because the Seven of Swords pulls you even farther out of that depth. It goes into the superficiality so much that it becomes an illusion. And I can really relate to this, because when you're talking to, quote, normal people, not that that makes them better or right, normal's just a weird word. When you're talking to people that maybe don't live at the same depth, and they're going around and they're like, oh yeah, things are wonderful, life is great, and you're looking at their life going, okay, but I feel something different from you, or I see where what you're saying isn't matching the things that you're saying to me. It's really hard to get yourself to that place of being able to relate to them. You know, for me, the metaphor is, I have played piano since I was 5, and I have advanced degrees in it. It's very hard for me to teach beginners, because I have not been a beginner for so long, and so much of my professional focus was aimed at performing at a very high advanced level. I'm just not the right teacher for beginners, because I just don't remember how to do that foundation. If somebody wants to be coached or wants to learn how to be artistic or how to be more expressive, if they have a good foundation, I'm very able to help them, but I can't relate to being at that beginning level. I just don't remember how to do it. So that's what I kind of feel is going on with you, Scorpio, that when you have to come back up to the surface, you know, you've been diving for pearls, but they're just holding on to that shell thing. Oh, this is the wonderful thing. And you're like, well, no, actually the pearl is the wonderful thing. They're holding up that shell. It's hard. So this is why it's really important for you to trust yourself. But it's also really important for you, I feel like this is your missing piece, this Uranus, to stay in that truth of yours, because staying in that deeper knowing and staying true to what you're seeing will actually causes a couple things to happen. It shifts the energy of your situation so that they are more open to the depth, right? It would be like if we could extend this card all the way down to here, it would include your energy in that. Sorry, something else is coming through. That would include your energy in the depth, but the Uranus energy is also saying if you stay in your truth, if you stay in your place, they have a greater chance of seeing the truth of their situation. You're actually going to help their energy break apart. You're going to help break that illusion for them, Scorpio. Okay, by not being the happy party person, not that you're being the buzzkill either, but you're staying in your own place. You're staying in your own corner. What has been held back, or what has been held in by this person that's ignoring what's going on? It's a lot. This Uranus card is talking about wild energy that is, it's not controlled. It's kind of chaotic. It can be all over the place. It's the energy we're feeling right now being springtime. There's this power, there's this chaos, but there's also this immense potential for growth. And I feel like Scorpio, and I think this is where we're going to go into the extended, looking at the interaction between these two energies, that there is something in you that is going to cause that energy to break apart. Now, what I'm concerned about is, are you going to get hit with the backlash of this energy? And again, we're going to look at that in the extended. But the point is whether or not you're hit with the backlash, it's very important that you just stay in your own truth about this, even if people are trying to convince you otherwise. Even if they're saying, oh, no, it's wonderful. That is an illusion. That is not based in reality. And part of your function here, Scorpio, is going to be to burst that illusion. And remember, we talked about at the beginning, the mask. She's pulling the mask off her face. Illusions are masks. And you're going to be instrumental in pulling this down, pulling this mask off. All right, Scorpio, if you'd like to continue with me, we're going to the link in the description below. And I will see you over there again. If you are looking for one-on-one guidance or a different perspective, or you want to hear what the channeled wisdom has to say for you, please get in touch about a one-on-one reading, and I will see you soon.